material, so I went ahead and just took the liberty of just removing the air filter, the air box and everything. I just took all of that off and figured it'd make it easier to see everything that I'm working with and all of that. So when you read the instructions and everything, you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube of guys doing the carb sync and everything, and they'll use the actual fuel mixture adjuster screw, which is actually on the bottom of the float. It's like way back here. I don't know if you can see where my fingers are or not. Let me grab this light right here and see. So anyway, this is the top of the this is where your float is located for your carburetor and everything. And I can't tell if you see where the light is flashing right now, but pretty much right here, this little area. Let me get something to make that better. So pretty much this area here, there is a screw adjuster behind this, so it's on the other side of this, and it's kind of off. It's actually right behind this little piece here. So if you were to take a mirror and to look behind there, you would see a screw adjuster that is to fit a flathead, not a Phillips head, but a flathead, and you would actually adjust your fuel mixture that way. And a lot of guys online, they will go online and they will adjust the fuel mixture screw to do your carburetor sync. However, that's not necessarily what a carburetor sync is, because I mean, it's one way to, it's, you're essentially adjusting your fuel air mixture for each individual cylinder with the air coming through the carburetor. But as far as carburetor syncs goes, you're actually syncing each individual carburetor to the other. So you're syncing carburetor 1 with carburetor 3 and carburetor 2 with carburetor 4. And as you can see, when you look down here and take a look at your vacuum hoses, which are right here, this piece here and this piece right there, you'll see this little silver piece right here in between. That's actually an aluminum stopper that actually joins these two together. Again, like I mentioned before, it's one solid piece, so no air flows through back and forth in between these hoses. They're just stuck together. However, when you actually connect the tool to these hoses and begin to start syncing, like I said, you're actually trying to sync 1 to 3 and 2 to 4 is how it's described as, and you're actually using the valve adjuster screw that's actually located in between here to actually do your adjusting. So you'll read the instructions, and the instructions will pretty much tell you that first you start off on this side adjusting this mixture screw here, or your valve position screw here for your actual butterfly valve in your throttle body. That's what this is actually adjusting. Then you'll come down here and adjust it for number 3 and 4, and then you'll come back to this middle section to adjust it for number 2, and that is the actual sequence of how you would adjust your synchronize your carburetors themselves. And it's not exactly adjusting your fuel air mixture. So again, I haven't warmed my bike up yet. This is another day I didn't get to finish doing it before, but once I warm my bike up and everything, you want to warm your bike up to get it to operating temperatures, because obviously that's how you're going to be riding it, and you want your carburetors to be synced at operating temperatures, not at cold start. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and get the tool set up here. As you can see here for the R6, when you look at the instructions on here, you can kind of see how they have the carburetor sync tool here. Then they have the little plastic valve pieces connected by a hose in between here. However, if you do that, you won't have a way to connect the vacuum hose from the carburetors to the tool. So what you actually have to do instead is pretty much flip it. So have it as you see here. I have the rubber hose connected directly to the dial, and then the valve connected to the opposite end, so that I can take the rubber hose from the bike itself and attach it here, and thereby get the reading that I need. And also these screws right here for this particular carburetor sync is what's going to be used to adjust your flood, or adjust your there's a certain term that they use for it, but it pretty much to get a better, more accurate reading, if you will. So that's what you will be using that for, and they highly suggest that you do not attach this without having this plastic piece here, or else you're probably going to jack something up in here and tear it up or whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to get all this attached to the bike, and then we'll press on from there. Alright everybody, so here it is, yet another day. Didn't get to hook these up like I thought I was going to. Have some other stuff going on, but anyway, as you can see, I have the carb sink sitting up here. It's not really attached to anything. It's just sitting up on the lip of it. It's just sitting up on the windscreen or whatnot. But anyway, I have my lines, you know, brought down. I haven't disconnected the hoses yet because I kind of wanted to show you all what disconnecting the vacuum hoses look like. But again, here's the other piece how I had it set up. Again, you have a hose coming directly out of your synchronizer or out of your pressure gauge, and then of course you have your valve on the opposite end to connect into the pressure hoses here. You don't want to disconnect this hose because obviously, you know, fuel is running from your reserve tank into your carburetors, and of course up here it's the same thing. You got fuel running through here, and or actually you got air actually is running through these hoses, and then some more air running through right there. But anyway, so I just got off my bike, just got home from work, so the engine is hot. The frame itself is actually kind of hot, so I'm trying to be careful with that. Remember how I said before that about the synchronization of it, that you synchronize 1 to 3 and 2 to 4. It's actually not true. What actually is happening is on the bike itself, actually carburetor 1 is connected to carburetor 2 as far as these hoses down here are concerned. They're not actually sending air back and forth, but that's just how they're brought together. And then the same thing, carburetor 2 and 4 are connected together down here. So I wanted to make sure that I made that clear and understood and correct myself from earlier. But what you want to do when you're syncing these is you want to sync carb 1 to 2, and then you want to sync 3 to 4, and then you want to sync 3 to 2. And again, that's all based off of your owner's manual, so I'm going to come over here and show you that, because again, you never want to do any work on this without first researching it and having your manual. So I don't know if you all can see this at all, but they have the actual description down here. So it's actually page 3-17 and 3-18 as far as the synchronization. So you can see here the actual screw for the butterfly valve is right here. So you want to start with the first one, and that syncs again carburetor 1 to carburetor 2. Then your next step is carburetor 4 to carburetor 3, and then carburetor 2 to 3. That's your sequence that you want to synchronize them in as the engine is running. And again, you want to make sure your motorcycle is warm and everything when you start to perform this. And again, just check your idle speed and all of that, and you should be good to go from there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and perform that. I just wanted to show y'all that real quick like. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these valves so I can show you what it actually looks like when you take it off, so you're not surprised by what you see. So I'm going to pull this daggone thing off right here. Oh my goodness, I tell you what, these boys stuck on here mighty tight. Mighty tight, I tell you what, boy. Boy, ain't nobody ever done a daggone carb sync upon this thing right here, right now. There it is. So with this, you probably might have to rotate and twist it just to kind of break it. But here it is. This is exactly what it looks like. So this is the vacuum hose for our Carb Sync 1. So I'm going to just go ahead, take the line for dial 1 and slide it up in there and just connect it just like that. And you're going to do the same thing all the way down. So again, this is for carburetor 1. Now, this one right here that it was connected to on the other side is carburetor 3. So make sure you connect it accordingly. And if I were smart, I would have brought my daggone pliers so I could go ahead and take this thing off right here. Oh my goodness. But anyway, take a look at this aluminum piece here. Like I was saying before, it's a solid piece, so there's no hole in there to connect it to. So just wanted to show you that so you see it. And I'm going to take this off, and again, have all 4 of these connected. Again, over here you got, this is carb number 2 and this is carb number 4. So just remember it this way: odd connected to odd, even connected to even. All right.